Welcome, Sandbag Central. Appreciate all of you being here this afternoon. Primary thing we want to do today is share our gratitude with all the great volunteers. You see all the activity going back behind here, and it's great to have. We've got students here from Ben Franklin that are here helping out during this shift. We got a lot of other volunteer adults that are here, but important work going on, which of course is filling sandbags, all too familiar for anybody that's lived or worked in this area. They know this is a too familiar spring event for us. It sort of heightens and brings to mind the reason why we need permanent flood protection and why we have to keep fighting for that. There's been great progress that's been made over the last 23 years, going back to 1997. There's enormous progress. Over 150 miles of protection has been put in the area, but we still are under an effort today to build over 400,000 sandbags for Fargo and Cass County. And again, it reminds us the need to keep fighting for that permanent flood protection. We've got a great group of people back here that can answer questions. We've got Cass County engineers, Fargo engineers, city managers, all the folks that you need, members of the commission. But I want to give a shout out right here. We got a special set of volunteers that are here. We got a busload of people that came down from Minot, the Minot Air Force Base. We want to give them a special thanks. This is what's great about North Dakota, is when people pull together during times of need and support each other. And it's one of the reasons why we love living in the state. It's one of the reasons why it's such a fantastic place, is because people here look out for each other during times of need. And so we've got Mayor of Minot will be coming up in a minute, but right now I want to introduce the Deputy Mayor of Fargo, Dave Pepcorn, who's got his gloves on. He's been throwing bags. I guess he just took them off, but he's been throwing bags along with everybody else. But here's Dave.
Thank you, sir. I just want to thank everybody for coming. Obviously, it's great to have the governor here. We have a delegation from Minot, and we're very appreciative for having them come as well. We're about 1/8 of the way done with our sandbag production, so we'd encourage people to come down and help us. We just wanted to get across the message that we very much support the Minot Flood Protection Project. We have some things that we can help them with as far as they're going through a lot of the same things that we did. We are too small of a state. We have 700,000 people. We all need to work together. We can't have the East and the West bickering. And so what our vision is, we hopefully aren't going to be using all our bags this year in Fargo. We are working collaboratively with Cass County right now. What we're hoping for is to use the bags. If we don't use them here, then to go to Jamestown to help them, and also obviously rural Cass County. So there's lots of opportunities for us to share this work, and we also want to encourage anybody the next couple days, come on out and help volunteer. I'm going to be working tomorrow afternoon, and I expect to see some of these people from the media helping too. And so with that, I'll introduce the Mayor of Minot. We thank you for coming here, Mayor Sean.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Wow, what an amazing operation that is going on here. We loaded up a bus at 7 o'clock this morning, and after a couple of weeks of discussion with Fargo leadership, it became clear that solidarity needs to show throughout North Dakota. And I thought, what a better way than to load up a bus from Minot, bringing not only business folks from Minot, but also some of the great people from Minot Air Force Base to Fargo to show that, you know, every town has its challenges, and certainly we know of Fargo's, and if Minot can show some solidarity, and I know a lot of other communities can, it's going to go a long way. And it also shows in a very big way why flood protection is needed for the Red River Valley and why it's needed in Minot and a lot of other communities. So we're happy to be here, happy to make the trip out here to show the rest of North Dakota and the rest, I think, of the country, that this is how the state comes together when needed to get some work done. So thank you so much, and all I can say is these guys know what they're doing when sandbagging. This is an amazing operation. So thank you.
All right, again, I want to close by just offering a few other comments for folks. One of the great things that's happened over the years is all the work that this community and the state has done to support advancements in flood protection. Some of that has to do with mapping. And so there's been times in years past when there have been millions and millions of sandbags deployed. And we know, I know personal experience, some of those sandbags, even during our worst years, the water never even got to them. because we didn't know where the high and the low spots were. I mean, with the sophisticated mapping we've got now, if an individual comes in from Cass County or from the community and says, I think I need sandbagging at my place, you know, give me a bunch of sandbags. You can talk to the engineers here from Cass County, City of Fargo. We can go by address. We can go by how many bags got deployed in previous floods, and we can be very precise about what community needs. That way we can be more efficient about how we distribute the bags that we have. So again, better data, better technology, helping us be smarter about it. But again, it really reinforces the need. This community that we're talking about trying to protect here represents nearly 20% of the school children in the state of North Dakota are in the Fargo and West Fargo, Horace, Harwood school districts. I mean, this is the two of the biggest school districts in the state right here. When we're talking about the coronavirus, which we know will come to North Dakota, we know that that's going to happen. When it comes, we need to make sure that our medical facilities are working. Some of the biggest medical resources in the state of North Dakota are here and would be protected by that protection. People remember back in '09 we were evacuating one of our hospitals as a precaution. So whether it's for medical emergencies, whether it's education, there's 55 school buildings that are in the protected area, an entire state university in the protected area. These are all things where we need permanent flood protections. By the time the diversion would get done, there'd be over $24 billion of property that would be protected. I mean, this is one of the most significant infrastructure projects in the history of the state, and from a flood protection standpoint, on a per person, per dollar of value protected, and per acre, it'll be the most tax efficient project ever done. People get kind of dazzled by the numerator because, oh, it's going to cost billions of dollars, but this is a big metro area. There'd be over 60 square miles that would be protected by that. So again, as we fight this flood valiantly again with volunteers and people coming together, we have to think about the next 100 years and what the growth could be here in our community, and what that would mean if we had permanent flood protection. So we're going to keep fighting for it here. We're going to keep fighting for it in Minot. There's been amazing hundreds of millions of dollars of flood protection that's gone into Minot, which is fantastic. Grand Forks is protected. We got projects going on in Valley City and Grafton, Jamestown, across the state, but we continue to work to make sure that we've got great protection statewide. But this is a reminder for our largest metro area how important it is here. So again, thank you all for being here today. And again, special thanks to all of our volunteers, and thanks to the leaders from Cass County, City of Fargo, and West Fargo that are doing a great job in organizing it. I wish we weren't the world's best at filling sandbags. We probably are. It'd be nice if we weren't. But in the meantime, it's a great skill to have and a great community to be in. So thank you all, and thanks to all these folks.
May I? We have a young girl volunteer this morning. She's here right now. Wrote on a sandbag, "Happy 2020 flood fight, Governor Burgum. We are going to win again." Congratulations.
There we go.